crazy ball experience. Pokey's going to China before you. Shut the fuck up. She's going to China. I am going to die. Dude, no, I can't let this happen. I can't let this happen. Jason the Ween already went to China before me. If Pokemon goes to China before me, I have so many things that I've lined up already. I have to go. I have to go right now. I have to go tomorrow. I'm ending the broadcast and I'm picking up a ticket. Everyone is mogging me. Everyone is mogging me. Everyone is mogging me. I hate it. And she's going, wait, what the hell? She's literally live from Shanghai today? What the fuck? Bro, I can't even go. No. Oh my gosh, she's beating my ass, dude. She's beating my ass. Ah! This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Bombardillo, crocodillo, and tralalero, tralala memes are Islamophobic and genocidal. Saying crocodillo, porco, Allah, pig, God, and pig, Allah, and talking about bombardillo, crocodillo, talking about a bombardier that bombs Palestinian children. Okay, I didn't know that. Is it BDS now? Are the Italian Bray Rot memes BDS? That's nasty that they did that. Anyway, Pokey washes me. She does. In any case, personal news-wise, I was playing basketball. I'm going to go through this really quickly, and I'm just going to dive right into the goddamn news because I'm already hyped up. So there's a dude I play ball with. He is fairly strong, but shorter than me and a little bit lighter than me, but he's a great shooter, right? He's a great shooter, and he can fucking drive in. This dude I play ball with every now and then at the park. And I play with him one-on-one all the time. And we have this like rivalry at this point, you know. I usually beat him. It's not a big deal, but like recently he's been beating my ass, right? He's not taller than me. He's shorter than me. I'm taller than him. Anyway, but the thing is, I usually am trying to just not play bully ball because I feel like it's boring and annoying. And I also have this weird insecurity where I want to play basketball in a way that looks cool, but I just don't have the bag to be able to do that. So if I were to, I could beat most people with the bully ball shit, but Hasanabi catching pick me strays, 1 million likes soon. Oh, I saw this one. Yeah. I'll talk about this in a second. And they're right. They're so right. Where the fuck was I? What was I saying? Man, if you don't get your big ass in the paint and bully like Shaq. Yeah, okay, listen. So I play with this dude. Normally we play 3 games. He beat me the first 2 games, right? He beat me handily the first 2 games. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go to 5. So he's like, all right, let's do it. So, we're going to 5 games, right? Games of 13, one-on-one, make it, take it. You have to bring back everything, basic stuff, right? No 3 dribble ball, nothing. So he beat me in the first 2 games. And then I came back on the 3rd one and I beat him on the 3rd one. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to 5. So we did. We went to 5. So I asked him, like, what would you do if I were you and you were me? How would you use my skills to beat someone like yourself? And he was like, just bully ball all the way. Just bring it down all the way and then, put it up. Bring it down all the way and then put it up. Post up. And that's what I did. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. So I did that. And I beat him 13-0. Literally. I just used my size and I beat him 13-0. And then I played him another. I played him again. This time I didn't go all the way bully ball. And I beat him again. So I beat, out of 5, I got him 3 games, 3 W's over and over and over again. Crazy that when you play your position, you excel law. I know, but I just don't want to do that. What is that cup? This is the commemorative cup for the king. To commemorate the ascension to the throne of His Majesty, King Charles III, September 8th, 2022. Cheers, hip hip hooray, long live the king. Very nice. But yeah, you need to play like Shaq. Is he gonna want to keep playing with you? Yeah, I mean, I will keep playing. I will, yeah. Chat, stop hating irony merch. Yeah. You and the rest of the NBA ruining the game? Yeah, because 3 is bigger than 2, okay? This is an important fact. An important fact that many people forget for some weird reason is that the number 3 is bigger than the number 2. That's what it is. That's what it freaking is. So yeah, that's why I wanna play like a sexy game. I want to play a game where I'm looking good. I want to play a game where I'm dropping buckets and also lethal at the 3-point line, but also can like pump fake off the 3, drive in, 2 dribble, take a midi shot. You know what I mean? Top of key, or fake the top key as well, and then drive further in with a layup, easy layup, open lane, that sort of shit, you know? But it is what it is. Anyway, Donald Trump is doing a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Norway right now, and it's live. Norway, and it's live, and we'll take a look at all the questions they ask him, and we'll take a look at what he has to say about the current state of the global economy. Major update on trade with China. Draw a mismatch and hit the Shangun spin. Yeah. That's right. We will do it. Stop capping Unk. You get unlocked on the court just like on stream in 3 hours. Yeah. But yeah, I'm in a really good mood for that reason. Like basketball is life. Ball is literally life for me. I have nothing else in my life. This is the only thing I have. So if I play poorly, I just go, ugh. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. But yeah, here, this is the TikTok that's going mega viral. Is it a safe space to say I have a strong dislike for this specific type of man? Yeah. Wait, by the way, it's really bad. It's really sad that Curtis Connor got clapped on this too. Like, yeah. And why are you catching it straight? It's because, first of all, I mean, this was the meta and it's like falling out of favor, and that's fine, right? This was the meta, it's falling out of favor, that's fine. Half of the reason why I think people have this kind of resentment is because guys that look exactly like this, that are fake male feminists, have ruined this, whoever this account owner is. This poor lady most likely got her fucking life ruined by an absolute dipshit that presented himself as like a soft boy, male feminist, whatever, and then was a douchebag, was a fucking douchebag. So now she's like, I hate these men. They're all secretly insert whatever happened to her from a guy that looks like this, you know? The girl that posted it is a TERF. Yeah, I mean, usually they're also TERFs too. They'll be like, this guy, he's pro sex work, so obviously he's a fucking sleazy piece of shit. Whatever. You don't need to be charitable to crazy. I mean, yeah, it's usually that. It's usually a TERF or a swerve. Oftentimes a swerve and TERF. Sex work exclusionary radfem, trans exclusionary radical feminism. Honestly, I think the TERF and swerve meta is going to keep popping, but it will reach a peak most likely by next year. It's a big meta. TikTok gender wars greatly elevated this in the Western hemisphere, I would say. But the misandry, I'm a TERF, I'm a rad femme, I think like all men need to be killed, like I'm waging a political war just on men, like that shit is most likely going to reach its peak. It hasn't reached its peak yet. It's still going, but I think it's going to kind of fall apart. Like this is how it goes. Usually there is like like a trend. People really get invested in it. People really love that shit. Like, I think 2016 onwards, there was a massive pro-sex work movement, right? There was a massive pro-sex work movement, you know, and it was great, wonderful. It kind of relapsed. Like, it just kind of fell apart. The massive pro-sex work movement in the midst of unprecedented attacks against sex work still kind of fell apart. And then the rise of, like, you know, the rise of swerfs and turfs really banged in the process. I don't care that much about it because I think it's just noise ultimately. Like, misandry is irrelevant. Misandry ultimately is irrelevant. It's just a reactionary approach to misogyny, which is the only game in town that has institutional legitimacy and institutional power. So it is what it is. Let the ladies chirp a little bit. You know what I mean? Let them have fun. That's how I feel about it. Let the ladies hate on men a little bit. I just don't like it when they hate on sex work in general, and I don't like it when they also hate on trans women. But
Sam
it is what it is. It is what it fucking is. I was trying to see the comments of the first video that pops up is Ethan. That's crazy. Get Curtis Connor out. It gives feminists in public abuser behind closed doors. Like, this right here is just like like, this is just hypocrites, performative, liars, and manipulators. Male manipulator, final boss. You know what's funny about this? It's just like, yeah, that's just your own personal experience with a guy that looks like this. Like, you had a shitty experience, which, again, it's fine. It is what it is. Curtis is a feminist, though, and he raised money for BLM, LGBTQ rights, and free Palestine. He's a liberal. Let's clap. I don't know. Me, when I have zero critical thinking skills, so insufferable, bro. Yeah, it's just people are just mad. Why is Curtis Connor always catching strays? Especially Curtis Connor. Nah, not Curtis Connor. Liberal equals right wing equals abusers. Yeah, I know. Safe sleazy. Pill eaters has been cooking Curtis and the way Curtis looks, and cooking me as well, ironically enough. But I mean, I don't really give a shit, like I said. The reality of the matter, can we not do TikTok comments? I mean, someone sent it to me. I'm just explaining my position on it. It's fine. It doesn't really matter ultimately. It doesn't matter. It's just people fucking screaming into the void for the most part. Horrible haircut, by the way. Neff L. Wait, what? I don't think my haircut's horrible. I think it's perfectly normal. Who cares about these comments? Complaining is just another form of not all men. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just trying to explain to people that do see this kind of stuff, that it's ultimately irrelevant, and getting upset about it is silly. And people should understand where this anger comes from, because some of that resentment, not saying that anti-trans stuff or the anti-sex work stuff, but some of that resentment towards men in particular across the board does come from systemic harm that that a lot of these women have experienced, and also direct harm, like personal harm that they've experienced, and how that kind of abuse is normalized in society. So it is what it is. Radfems are so instantly racist and use the same 1350 memes to justify it. Yeah, no, some of the... It's a dangerous pipeline. I will say this much. I will say... The last thing I'm going to say about Radfems is that... Yo, what's up, terror lovers? We don't love Israel here, chatter. Shut the fuck up. We oppressed people are allowed to hate their oppressors. Yes, but also, guess what? Oppressed people are not allowed to fucking shit on other oppressed people by saying, I'm a woman and therefore I'm oppressed. So fuck trans women. Well, okay. Well, then you're a white feminist, you know? Like, get the fuck out of here. It's just, yeah, that's exactly my point. Like, I understand why there's so much resentment and misplaced anger in certain instances towards like all people that happens as a consequence of like being hurt and then feeling like no one hears you, and in many instances actually not getting any sort of real justice in this process because of patriarchal constructs that exist, and then developing this resentment. The problem is a lot of the turf stuff, or not turf stuff, sorry, a lot of the radfem stuff can very quickly, a lot of the turf shit can very fucking quickly turn right wing, because the inflection or the inception point of radical feminism oftentimes comes from direct harm that you've experienced, and therefore if you drop, I mean, it's in some ways it's illogical, if that makes sense. Like, it's understandable to feel resentment and anger, but of course, if you translate that to like, I'm waging a war against all men, then ultimately, yes, you are being illogical. In the same way that like, and I'll say this as well, people get mad at me here too. Like, if you're a trans person and you think all cis people are inherently out to get you, I understand exactly where that anger and resentment and fear comes from. But yes, of course, it is still technically an illogical fear to have. It's just a defense mechanism that you've developed over the years of constantly being fucked over. Same thing goes for black people afraid of all white people, or angry and resentful towards all white people across the board. It's a valid anger and resentment to have, but extending it to everyone will lead you astray. Sometimes you will end up developing reactionary frameworks as a consequence of that, and that's how you arrive at like the ADOS movement, or that's how you arrive at like some of these other movements that are ultimately irrelevant, not that significant, don't have that kind of don't have that kind of motion. It is not fucking valid. No, you're literally misunderstanding. The purity spiral strikes even when you agree, Lamau. No, not women. Is it not fucking valid? No, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I think the anger, fear, and resentment from experiencing marginalization is totally valid. But I think when you extend that across the board, like, the sentiment is understandable, but if that is your driving motivator, you go down in certain instances, you go down a dangerous path. This is literally something that you would probably discuss with a psychiatrist, ironically enough, in an effort to work through abuse that you've experienced in the past. Especially when no one was there to help you, especially when people maybe even attacked you after you tried to speak out against your abuse. It's like, I'm telling you that it's underlying trauma that is not addressed in a healthy way, that becomes that ends up guiding your entire worldview. And then in that process, especially because there is validity, there's political validity to this kind of anger and resentment, given the harmful systems that we all exist under, but especially marginalized people exist under, they kind of move into a false sense of justice, and ultimately turn around and can fall into reactionary ideology in the process. That's how you go from being a rad femme and being like, fuck all men, to saying, you know, fuck trans women because trans women are men too. Like, and you're like, whoa, well, hold on, what the fuck happened? That's what it is. That's what it freaking is. All right. I'm a trafficking survivor and have been assaulted even after that. Every year I've been alive. For a marginalized person to show fear towards the people that hurt them is not something you can just get out of. No, I'm not saying that at all. But given the fact that you're in this community, you probably have over the years developed a much more open-minded attitude towards like people.
Chris, but Gabe, you can touch upon when you're on attack, so gone are whether you want to remove one or the other. Now it's just locked in, you tackle it head on. Team Skittles, whatever bomb site they go to.
Finally went back to sleep, woke up, went back to sleep, woke up at 6, went to ball, and boy, do I have a crazy experience for you guys in terms of the balling. Okay, boy, do I have a crazy